Hello, people of God. You are welcome to the saints and the church as we reflect on the readings of the second Sunday of Lent year A. We shall be reflecting on these readings in the light of the present economic situation and the political atmosphere of our country, Nigeria. The present situation of our country has left us no better than the apostles before the Transfiguration, who placed their hope in Jesus to be saved by him from their political oppressors. And now, this has been shattered by Jesus, announcing his impending suffering and death. It is no doubt that the political situation and event of our country has left so many of us in a state of hopelessness like the apostles. Yet, the readings of the second Sunday of Lent encourages us to be strong and never lose hope in God. It is a call for hope against hope, that no matter what, we should hold firm and fast on God. For God remains God no matter what. The event of the Transfiguration was to reinforce the staggering faith of the apostles after the message of Jesus on his suffering and death. Abraham, from the first reading taken from the book of Genesis, chapter 12, verse 1 to 4, is an example of a man with an unwavering faith and a firm hope in God. He left everything. He secured an assured environment and family to an unknown place by the instruction of God. While St. Paul admonishes us in his second letter to Timothy, chapter 1, verse 8 to 10, to bear hardship and our present situation for the sake of God, relying on his power to save us, and that God has called us to holiness through his grace. The Gospel reading from St. Matthew, chapter 17, verse 1 to 9, is an account of the event of the Transfiguration. The Transfiguration is the revelation of the eternal glory of Jesus, the second person of the Trinity. The event of the Transfiguration of Jesus is recorded in each of the synoptic Gospels. It is an event in Jesus' life in which his appearance was radiantly transformed like the sun. It is a story from sorrow of the cross to the glory of resurrection, in which God the Father revealed Jesus as his beloved Son, to whom we must listen. The Transfiguration also is the manifestation and the revelation of the triune nature of God. The presence of the two prophets in the event of the Transfiguration signifies Christ's fulfillment of the law and the prophets. When Jesus told his disciples in the Gospel of St. Matthew 16:21 that he was going to suffer and die, they were offended and scandalized. Peter grabbed Jesus aside and said to him, "Far be it that you would die. It can never happen." Jesus was of course upset with Peter and told him, "You settle the things of man and not of God." They seemed not to understand Jesus because they misunderstood his mission as the Messiah. For them, he was to be the political Messiah. Then, to strengthen their faith, Jesus took Peter, James, and John to a high mountain. A high mountain can be the highest point or highest spiritual level where one encounters God. A place free from distraction and the worries of this life. There they found the glory of God in the transfigured Christ. Dear brothers and sisters, at this point in time in which our country is faced with a dense political atmosphere, we need to follow Jesus to this high mountain, a place free from political and economical distraction, that we may experience the transfiguration of truth, justice, peace, unity, happiness, faith, hope, and love of Jesus. Then shall we hear the voice of the Father saying, "This is my Son, the beloved. He enjoys my favor. Listen to him." The voice of the Father is an assurance that even though Jesus must suffer and die, we must learn to listen to him and obey him. May your love be upon us, O Lord, as we place all our hope in you. May God grant us a firm hope and faith in him in the season of Lent. May the transfigured Jesus transfigure our country and grant us peace. Peace be with you all. Thank you for watching. God bless you.